Eddie Bauer's guide build process is a base tenet of the company of how we design gear. Guides and athletes are involved at all stages of the process.
I think one of the most important parts about the guide build process is that I have a voice in solving problems. Working in the mountains, it's so critical that the gear that I have has to work. It can't fail, so it is genuinely a gift to be able to work so closely to build products that ultimately save my life.
The guide build process is what makes Eddie Bauer really special. When our feedback gets really put into use in developing product, you definitely see a better product. I see a better product that I get to go use, and even the little things that we do in the details of all this gear makes a big difference in its usability and wearability.
And what is really unique and amazing with Eddie Bauer is that athletes and guides have a veto with the products. So we test it and we decide if we like the features or not, or if they can be improved or modified. And then it decides if it goes to production or not based on our feedback and our testing.
In my opinion, it's equally important for a mountain guide or for a client to have the top most performing equipment in the industry. Especially for my clients, I recommend the lightest, the easiest to use to make their life easier. But this is also what I like for myself as a mountain guide. So we all need the help from amazing gear when we need to perform at the best.
Sometimes the product ideas come from the guide team, sometimes they come from the design team, but it's almost always a collaboration.
It really means bringing people together and doing the hard work of listening to everybody, giving people space to express themselves and their ideas. One of the founding assumptions that we wanted to kick was to break assumptions. So you always assumed for something to be durable, it has to be heavy. But we said, well, what if you just don't assume that? What if you can have the lightest weight and the most durability? Let's have both. Let's make something that doesn't compromise at all.
I need gear to be really, really functional. Everything has to have a purpose and it has to work, but I'm also just a human and I want things to look good and I want to have that style aspect as well. And so we start out the process from my perspective with the highest functionality and then work through so that it's also something that doesn't just do the job, but it does the job and I want to wear it and I want to use it and I want to use it regularly.
We work through with the design team a series of prototypes as the piece is becoming more refined and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. That level of teamwork between in-house designers and us in the field utilizing the product, I think it's helping to create the best product out there.
The athletes and guides are out there 12 to 16 hours a day in the elements. And when you do that day in and day out, you really find the weaknesses, or if there are any weaknesses of the gear. So I feel like that is where we can put our input back in, is finding all those little fine points that we can improve so that when the gear gets in the customer's hands, they know that it's going to be 100%.
There's usually a first round and a second round and a third round. You know, things get pretty well vetted.
You know, you're testing for so far out that you kind of forget. Maybe something that you've helped design and then you see it, like you get it in the mail 6 months later and you're like, oh, cool, it's that jacket.
What's so effective about it is this back and forth, and Eddie Bauer's willingness or almost insistence to take our time until we get it right. And what we end up with is products that I'm really proud of and I know everyone on the team is.
If you are warm enough, if you have the good insulation, if you are wearing something waterproof when it's raining, then you can enjoy more the environment, you can enjoy more the company of other people and the climb in general. I feel very lucky for this opportunity and also very honored to have the chance to develop and test all the pieces from Eddie Bauer.